This is what he said. Thank you. That's what he said. He had the same charges as Tupac and Kobe. And then you turn around and say, I'm not a sexual offender. If it was pled down, I don't know what happened. Because I know that the justice system can be unjust. And I know that good people can sit in jail and bad people can end up on the street based on technicality or a small little thing in the case. You fucked that girl in her ass. And TC, you are guilty of bringing your friend into an unsafe environment looking for money. There's help for TC. I hope you learned your fucking lesson that you ain't built for pimping. But this other motherfucker, y'all better be careful. This man would have raped that girl if that girl wasn't a stronger, like a girl to say, wait a fucking minute. How do you go on a date with somebody and think it's okay to dig your hand in the back of their pants and try to dig in her butthole? Thank you for the lottery.
Hey Tammy.
Hi, honey. This
So
let me
I got a
explain to people. This is she had a different name at the time. And she went on a date from like a
it was
bigo
supposed to
thing,
be
like
for
for
business.
it was
Yeah.
supposed to be for business, but you know it was the what do you call it? You know how y'all used to be over there like just they were all glitz and glamoring and having a good time over that bitch because he was popular.
Yeah, I was new to that.
And tell them what happened.
Um I went over there and long story short, while we were live, doing supposed to be hosting the drip idol or whatever, he started like touching on me, trying to feel on me. And like there's also a video on YouTube. So if anybody still doesn't believe, like you can watch it on YouTube. Brandon actually posted the video thinking that he was gonna debunk what I said and prove my point. Um and so I didn't really know what to do, honestly, because I was in front of 4 point something thousand people on a live. And everybody was like, well, Rose, you're so strong, you should have just punched him in the face. And I'm like, yeah, that sound good, but when you're in the situation, it's completely different. I'm not that person. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a person to just haul off and punch somebody in their face, especially when a grown ass man is trying to take advantage of me. Not understanding that people have traumas. And nobody knows what my traumas are that caused me to feel how I felt, which also caused me to freeze in that moment. And so I tried to play it off, like tell him stop touching me. You could see me moving in the video, like trying to get away. And it just got to a point where I just grabbed my shit and was like, I'm gone. Like I'm not doing this shit. And then he even showed me packing up my shit to leave. And then he got off live and he like begged me to take him to go get something to eat. So then people used that against me, and they was like, "Well, if he made you feel uncomfortable and blah blah blah, why did you take him to go get something to eat?" And I was like, I basically made an excuse for him, saying that well he was drunk, he didn't know what he was doing, right? That was my fault. I should have never made an excuse for a grown ass man who very well knew what the fuck he was doing. But the trauma that I've endured caused me to victimize him. You know what I'm saying? Like I took myself out of victim and made him a victim. He's a victim to the liquor that he was drinking, as to why he behaved in the manner that he did. And so, took him to Waffle House, came back, and he was like, do you want to eat? You want to come back to the room? I can give you a massage, da da da. And I'm like, bro, no, I'm going the fuck home. Like, it's not giving that. You weird. And I left. There was people in his comments that was hyping it up, like, "Oh yeah, Rose's still there. She in the room still." I'm like, "Nah, I'm home. I'm on my way home." He had to literally call me 3 times. I finally answered to prove to his live that I was actually on my way the fuck home,
And
and I
when you
hadn't
were
talked.
there, what was he doing when he was touching you?
He was trying to feel in my pants, like he was trying to feel in my crotch. He was trying to dig in my pants, dig in my ass. Like at one point, he panned the camera and like try to put me like in this little chokehold. I guess trying to do some dominant man aggressive shit, try to kiss on me and shit. And that was when I decided to grab my shit and leave.
I rest my case. Now, if he'd do
And
that
people
to a
didn't
bitch
believe
that's
me.
awake, what you think he gonna do to a bitch that's asleep?
Yeah, and he was trying to get me drunk. Don't get it fucked up. He was trying to get me drunk off some fucking wine, off some Shutter Homes. He was trying to get me drunk off some cheap ass fucking wine. And I was like, I had one cup, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even finna finish this cup. I didn't even finish that shit because I'm like, I don't fucking know you. You being weird. And in my mind, I'm having all of these thoughts, but where I take accountability is leaving when I had those thoughts. When I put my strap in my purse and walked up to the hotel room, I should have known to just turn back around. When I had sent all the homies my location and told them just in case some shit go left, or if I don't leave out this bitch in a certain amount of time, come get me. I should have left instead of sending those warning, signals to my friends because I felt it, but I didn't act on it. And I can't use my age as an excuse because some
So
people
when
was
he
like, well, you
grabbed
were
you,
young.
he grabbed you around your neck.
Yeah, he turned that camera, grabbed me around my neck, and was trying to kiss on me, trying to kiss and feel on me. I guess that's what the other girls were used to, and it made sense in hindsight because of the like how I hear the other girls who actually like him, explain how they have sexual relations. He's very rough, very aggressive. Barbie says it. Yetta said it. Armani says it. Like when I've always listened to all those girls that he's ever had relations with, Liz said it. But I'm not. I wasn't into him like that, so it didn't turn me on like how it probably turned them on. And I guess he's used to taking advantage, and then they're just giving it up like he's in a fucking jail cell or some shit. I'm not that girl. And sad enough, a lot of people didn't believe me because I'm a bigger girl. Because of my size, they assume that that's not the case. Yeah, because of my size and my height, that's not the case. Yeah. The crazy part was when I even told my story, when I went and told like the full in-depth thing, I didn't just wake it up out of nowhere. I had someone who kept pressing me about it for weeks. And I wouldn't do an interview, I wouldn't have the conversation. And then eventually like they were talking about it and I just said what happened. And then it turned into a thing. Empress and her daughter basically attacked me. Astro was trying to defend me because they decided they wanted to attack and claim that they were for Black women empowerment. Called that man to the panel and had me address him. And when I addressed him, he couldn't negate anything that I said. All he said was, "Well, she knows how to speak intellectually to be believed or some shit like that." But he never denied anything that I said. In fact, he left the panel and claimed that he had some nudes or some shit of me. He was gonna send them to Empress. Empress asked for those nudes, requested those nudes that I supposedly sent him. Requested the nudes, whether I sent them or not. A grown ass woman claiming she's from women empowerment is asking a man who supposedly has my nudes um, to send them to her. And because he didn't have any fucking nudes and he couldn't send it, their relationship got fucked up because he said a whole lot of shit and couldn't back it up. So she stopped fucking with him. Not to mention, when all that shit went down, like a couple days later, he sent me a message trying to apologize, trying to fly me out to California. I don't know if y'all remember when he flew out to California, but he was trying to fly me out to California. Yes. He couldn't
Wow.
deny shit that I said. So he knew that he was wrong. He knew he was fucked up for what he did.
I'm sorry you went through that.
It is what it is, I guess. That's what we have to deal with. And that's why it's triggering when I hear all these white girls, no shade, not to make it race, all these white girls come and they tell their story, and all our Black women come and they sitting here ready to bat and defend these white women who's doing shit to be put in this situation. Because the girl with TC, even though yes, she got taken advantage of, and it's fucked up that she did, she was still escorting and stripping and some more shit. Snow was looking for that type of attention from a grown ass man, and everybody sympathized with these little girls who was actually wanting to be fucked on by grown ass men. And yes, the situation is fucked up, but then when you have black women who ain't looking for that shit and they try to take advantage of the shit, oh, you wanted that? Look at you. Look how you look. Yeah, you fast. Oh, you 22? Meet up with a grown man? Oh, yeah, you fast. Not seeing a person's mannerisms, not seeing how uncomfortable I am in the fucking video. And it took them having to go look at the video for at least some of them motherfuckers who was saying I was clout chasing to see that I was literally uncomfortable. When people come and sit in my live, they see how comfortable I am in my own space. And then when you see me with this nigga, I'm tense, shoulders up. I'm looking around, bracing myself at all times. Could barely fucking breathe. Nigga breath stink.
The
And
thing
it's
with me
sad.
is, I remember when that happened, and I was just like shaking my head at the whole shit, like, y'all don't think he did that? We make excuses for people that don't even make sense.
And they see a smile and they assume, oh yeah, she good, she's having fun. No, I'm trying to play the shit off. I'm trying to keep doing what we supposed to be doing for the fucking content because I'm new. Like, you know, you done promised me some shit. You done promised me that you will help me get my numbers. My numbers already getting up there. I already had 20,000 followers by my second month off my own content and conversation. This nigga found me in my live. I wasn't watching this nigga. He found me in my shit. Started gifting me when I was having my conscious panels and shit like that. And so he would pretend like he was so conscious to try to reel people in. So when he started lying about being so conscious and shit like that, I'd come into his live before I realized that he was lying and listen to see what he had to say, not realizing he was just regurgitating information that he probably watched on a YouTube fucking video. Because when I would press him on the information that he knew, he couldn't answer it. And he would get in his feelings about it.
Well, I can guarantee you one thing: you would have sold some ass around there. You would, you would have,
This
girl.
nigga,
He'd have had you
listen,
walk. Your
Tammy,
feet would have been hurting. You'd have been up doing in and out calls on you on Bigo. He'd have had you hurting, girl.
Tammy, this nigga paid 7 dragons just to get my number. And when I got this, so after he paid the 7 dragons, and I did talk to this nigga on the phone, I always sound the same. I always speak like this. And this nigga told me, we not on Bigo no more. You could talk regular. What? This how I speak. Nigga, I can't dumb down who the fuck I am just because you fake the funk on Bigo. This is really how I sound. Nigga, I really am an intellect. Like, I really do study shit. What the fuck?
I'm just glad you got
I,
yourself out of that.
I am too.
And I'm gonna tell y'all
And I
something. Like
think he
my mother
gagged when
said,
he found out that I had a girlfriend. When motherfuckers realized I had a whole freaking girlfriend, that was like, wait, but you was with, yeah, so make it make sense. You think I'm really fucking with this nigga and I got a whole shorty? Come on now.
and
But
you
yeah,
have to see color, honey. Everybody sees color. Don't tell that lie. Everybody sees color. You may not judge people for whatever color, but you see color. That's not true. You see color.
any person that says they don't see color is the problem.
That's a problem. You shouldn't say that, darling. It's not. I understand what you're saying, but find different words, because if you don't see color, that means you can't see us. I'm a black
If
woman,
you,
and I don't have a problem with being a black woman. I love being a black woman. There's nothing wrong with you seeing me as a black woman. I see you as
the
a white
reason,
woman. I don't see you no less than I am, but I see you as a white woman, and I wouldn't tell you I don't see your color. To
right,
not see my colors and not see me.
exactly.
My color
The
means a
reason why
lot.
he is still on the app is because there are a lot of women who support
It's
his
okay.
antics.
It's
They
about
support
learning,
his shit.
Angel. It's about learning. And that's what's good about having friends from all different walks of life and all different hues. It's good to have friends like that because you might have said that in front of a group where it was taken like,
They would
offensively.
attack. Right.
Yeah, I'm just explaining to you there's nothing wrong with seeing color. It's something wrong with discriminating against people. It's something wrong with racism. It's something wrong with homophobia. It's something wrong with xenophobia. It's nothing wrong with saying, I see you as a black woman. That's okay. I am a black woman. I'm a proud black woman. And my skin color means a lot because it tells a story of where my people come from, where I've come from. It just tells a deep story. So
Yep.
seeing me is okay. I'm okay with you seeing me. Always see my color because I'm black.
Listen, if the women did what they did, if a lot of those women, when I finally actually told my story of what happened, if they had kept the same energy, TKO would have been off the app already. Because for a minute he was not getting support. He still don't get as much of support as he was before. Them boxes was a little bit more genuine than they are now. Before he did what he did to me, and if the women kept the same energy and was like, "Nigga, fuck you, we boycotting,
This is
we
how
believe
stupid
Rose."
they are. Y'all somewhere putting him on boxes instead of putting each other on boxes. Y'all retarded.
Girl, they put him on box. Girl, you would think, in no shade, girl, because I got to plug me in. You would think
Follow you.
you would put me on a motherfucking box or two after some shit like that happened to
Follow
me,
you.
and I went out of my way to explain what the fuck happened. No, ma'am. They still supporting the bullshit and the antics, the drip idol and all that shit. Listen, y'all did what y'all was supposed to do at first, and then it seemed like y'all just lost sight of what the fuck the real goal was. Because when I came out and I said what I said, and I used to scroll through Bigo and literally hear in each room, "I stand with you, Rose." People had profile pictures saying, "I stand with you, Rose." That nigga couldn't move on the app. He was barely going live, y'all, because he realized that I really said some shit and these black women was really standing with me. And y'all was doing good for a minute, and then it died down. As soon as it died down, he hopped back on live. Y'all took y'all foot off his fucking neck. That's what happened. That's why he's still here.
Well, I think
Cause
that I just know, like I said, we can talk about all things criminal enterprise, honey. I do not believe TC went and drugged some girl up and stuck his penis in her butt. And the DNA say he didn't. So I don't know
nah,
what all the conversation is about. Now I
I don't
believe
believe TC took advantage of that girl. I believe that he definitely brought her down there.
TC
And
was
and from his
homeless.
words,
He
and
was
from his
staying with
words, it was.
TKO, and the
But he
girls was
did
hooking.
say, but
And
this is what fucked TC up though, was him saying out of his mouth that he contacted a girl to get her flown out there just so he can have sex with her. And he slipped up and said that he was talking to her when she was 17. And he
but
tried to
and
cover his ass.
where they come from, Arkansas, Nebraska, wherever the fuck they from, Oklahoma, whatever. I think the age of consent is 16.
Yeah, that's true.
She said there was
It
nothing
still
wrong with
don't
him
make that
talking to
shit
her,
right.
but
They don't make it right for you to be speaking sexually towards a girl, especially if you know. I don't know. I just don't
they
know.
be. I grew up around different types of people, and they be a little faster in doing stuff than some people might think. Some girls, they will be doing their thing, and I had friends in high school that had grown men pulling up in cars, taking them out and buying them shit. I used to be like, "Where you going?" That's what some people do. Is it right? No. But I want it to be my daughter? No. But I do know one thing. Uh, I don't know why TC is still so mad. I don't know if Capone violated him too. You never know. Anybody can wake up with
I
their
think
asshole
TC
hurting.
is mad because he's hiding something. I got to be honest. I believe that there's a part of the story that he's not fully telling
It's either
or
the
truthfully
part I
telling.
think it is what the girl is. He brought her there to pimp and get money too, or to solidify his hand in the game because he bringing
I
shit to the
think he
street
did
too.
bring her in. I think he did bring her in for her to be you know,
Yeah, of
a
course he did.
escort, and it went left because he definitely said that he seen them in the car having sexual relations, but he didn't think that Shorty was being taken advantage of. I was like, what?
Thank you.
Y'all ain't hear him say that shit? And he said when he
Mm-mm.
talked to the police, he told the police, "Yeah, I seen them being intimate, but I ain't think, she was being taken advantage of." And then he switched up
Because
the
he
story.
knew
He
what
said that he was
he
asleep when it happened.
TC is
He also
saying
said,
everything, but he invited her into the loop because he knew she was down with the get down. If that was
"Yep,
his niece, he would have knew his niece was getting raped because she wouldn't have did that. He invited
yep."
somebody that was okay with that lifestyle, but the girl didn't. She has to
She
consent
was
to say,
drugged.
"Yeah, hit me in the
Yeah.
ass and give me 18 stitches." No, they drugged her. And he drugged her, and that's what he did. And he fucked that girl in her ass, and that's what happened. The DNA is there.
And the worst part is because TKO so fucking nasty, he don't use condoms. So of course his DNA gonna be all up in her shit.
He don't use condoms.
No man.
I just believe TC is guilty of that, but I don't believe TC raped nobody. And y'all trying to make it look like TC is guilty of raping somebody. I don't believe that.
I think what they trying to say is TC is guilty of setting her ass up to get raped.
I don't believe he set
I
up to
think
get raped. He brought her to pimp her. TC was gonna get that money. He was gonna put her ass on just like they had us in the cotton field. He was gonna put her ass to work,
to
bitch.
work.
And he was gonna put that bitch to work. And TC and TKO fucked around and raped his hoe. That's what I
Yep.
believe
And he
happened.
gagged.
End of story. And he gagged. And when he looked, he was surrendering DNA and bugging, my nigga. You got me in all of this shit. I believe TKO raped his hoe. And TC gets mad because he don't feel TKO deserves to be here. I believe he
Right.
did fuck Sydney Star for a price because you ain't gonna fuck her for free. I do believe it. You like assholes. She got one. I believe so. Why not?
You know why I think TC won't let it go? Another reason is because
I'm not
she's
pacifying. I'm
trying to
telling the
prove.
truth. That's my
I
truth.
think
Y'all believe that somebody whose DNA wasn't there fucked her?
Jesus.
Jesus.
I think the reason why TC won't let up off the story is because I feel like he knew it was happening. Because like I said he watched it happen. He just didn't know. He claimed that he didn't know. And I think guilty conscience is eating his ass up as to why he can't let it go.
No, people were talking about the crime itself of the her being sodomized. I don't believe
Oh,
TC had anything to do with that.
no,
I
no, no,
believe
he didn't. I
TC
don't
was
think so.
guilty. I believe TC was guilty of trying to bring her there because he knew she would be an easy convert into this lifestyle he was now
Mhm.
living with his pimp friend, and he brought her there to pimp her.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. That's
Thank
exactly what it
you.
was. God Zeus, when I go live, can you send me 20 of those? Thank you, darling. You whore.
No, oh, not no 20. You can't give them equal charges. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You look fucked up tonight. If you don't make why you don't got matching sheets, Robert? Robert, we want you to get. That's what we want on Bigo. We're gonna have a Robert bedding campaign. We want you to get sheets and pillowcases that match. I want to see your bed with a set of sheets on it. Bitch, you got a different color pillowcase on each pillow on the same bed. That don't bother you looking at it, Robert? The top sheet don't match the fitted sheet. It don't match the comforter. Nothing on the bed don't match. And not that it's not a set, the colors don't even match. TKO was right and you on jacked. Are you lying? You got a receipt? Chow. I just think they're both guilty of their own crimes. But I know TC, I believe he was bringing her there, to bring her to the stable. And he didn't know his mans was going to do that. He said, whose mans is this? Like John Wayne say, who mans is this? He probably was like, That nigga, you know how you wake up from being high and drunk at 19 and you ain't at your parents' house, you out like being grown. So you probably woke up half drunk and groggy with cops and shit outside. TC probably peed on himself just a little bit. He probably said, oh God, what do you mean? You want my DNA? He probably bugged the fuck out, bitch. And you know, TC looked like the nervous kind. I can imagine that nigga talking to the cops. He probably was like them people on the first 48. They'd be like, listen, I'm Oaktown's finest. I got that gang bang. I ain't telling on. TKO did it. TC probably walked to the cop car with his dick out. He said, you can take my DNA. I know I ain't do that shit. Hey, Galore. His real name, I forgot it. Antonio something they were saying. I believe TC had pimp and go wrong. Thank you. Hi, baby. They said Aloysius. No, his real name is Antonio something. I know in that video where he was rapping, honey, TC walked to the cop car with his dick out. He was like, you can have this motherfucking DNA, because I know I ain't fucked that bitch. And TKO looking scared and shit. I don't see that video, but it was the video where all the guys rapping together. TC was in the video. And in the video, he was talking about fucking people in the ass and don't drop the soap. TKO fuck that girl, child. I don't believe TC did that. I don't care what none of y'all say. He guilty. He has his part he played, but sneak raping her? No, I don't think he did that. She was familiar with TC. Why wouldn't she just have sex with him if he wanted to fuck her? He could have fucked her. I don't think he had to sneak to fuck the bitch that he brought there. I don't know. It just don't make sense to me. Maybe TC's still mad because maybe TKO fucking sodomized him too. You never know. He was young. Shit. Bitch. Ciao. You heard that girl just get up here and say he was trying to dig his hands in her ass crack and didn't even know her. And she was like, what are you doing? What the fuck? I just don't think if the shoe were on the other foot, I don't think y'all would be being as nice to TC or as y'all are to Capone, because y'all are favoring niggas because they got a lot of fake ass jewelry. This earring worth more than all that shit he got on. Yeah. I believe he did it. I believe he fucked on her ass, and I believe TC was like, yo, I'm going to invite Abigail, because, Abigail suck a mean dick. She been sucking dick since, like, 10th grade. She been getting it. And she's stripping. Yo, I'm going to get her. I'm going to bring her down here. It's going to make it easier. I'm going to get my own shit. Yo, I'm going to do just what he doing. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be able to rap and have juries. Hey, Miss Red. She's a decent looking girl. She probably was a really pretty girl, because you could tell she's had a rough time and that she's medicating herself. I just know I believe TKO is the one who sodomized the girl, and I believe TC is guilty of soliciting and bringing her there for the reasons of making money. Yeah, the plan went fucked up. Like I said, we planned a non-violent robbery together, and I go in and just start offing people, acting like I'm the fucking son of Sam, and you're gonna be like, what, bitch? We didn't plan this. TC didn't plan that. TK Johnson is 13 inches soft. That's not true. I saw pictures of him naked. It wasn't 13 inches. Not that I'm a dick spurt, but it didn't look like 13 inches. I don't believe that. It's about 9.5. I ain't see no 13 inches. I ain't see all that. It don't take much to rip somebody. All they got to do is push against the side of it, and don't care what angle they hitting it at, because you so busy trying to violate somebody. Is it a video or pictures? Because you know he good with a filter, and he probably got all kind of, you know, he got contacts and a weave. I think he may have a dick extension. He be like, yo, bring me my dick money. I'm sorry.